Welcome back to the show. This is Mike Kegley with Brad Sturdy and Larry Smith. A couple headlines here, Brad, that I thought were really interesting, and I know you also agree. But we're hearing that a longtime NFL expert said that Shedeur Sanders, had he been in the draft here in 2024, would have been the first pick ahead of Caleb Williams. And I am going to say no.
When it's obviously anonymous, so we don't
Right.
know who it was, so
Right.
we can't say they're an idiot. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're an idiot. No, there's a reason maybe there's a reason they were tired or a long time. They maybe long time meant they've been fired a long time or
Yeah.
many times. I don't know. I don't have anything against Shedeur Sanders. I think he might be a good player in the NFL. I don't know, but Caleb Williams has big time talent. Drake May, these guys, he didn't win the Heisman like Jaden Daniels, even JJ McCarthy didn't win an Natty either. So I think there's a lot of reason to think that he is not the guy on the level of those guys. And I'd be shocked if he is on that level next year in the draft.
Well, and I don't know about you, but again, I'm not a real NFL expert, but I always put my quarterbacks two things that I look at. Can they throw the 20-yard out pattern? And trust me, he's got the arm to throw whatever he needs to throw. But the other thing is, and this is where Caleb Williams has been very good, is Caleb can put it in a 1 foot by 1 foot box when somebody's chasing him and the wide receiver has to have it in that 1 foot by 1 foot box or else it's going to be intercepted. I don't know if Shedeur's there. Now, he may be by next year. I'm not saying he can't do it. But, and I think he would have been a first round draft choice this year. I just don't think, I have a hard time seeing him in front of Caleb Williams.
I wouldn't put him in front of any of the 5 guys that went in that top, whatever it was, 12 picks this year. I mean, and the thing is, you saying you would have gone like 13th or 14th is not a slight.
I know.
It's not a slight. It just
so Dion, if you're listening, don't trash us.
We're not saying we're saying he's really good. We just don't think he would have been number 1.
Exactly. And he played down here in Melissa, Texas a few years back. And the kid's all that in a bag of donuts. So I'm not trying to say
he's
not good.
Great player. And in college, he's fantastic. If they had a good defense and an offense, if they had an offensive line, it would help him a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. Now, speaking of great players, Brad, what about the return of JJ Watt?
Yeah, he tells his former teammate, who's now the coach of the Texans, right? He says, "Hey, if you ever need me, I'll be there." And if you ever do call, I'll be there. I'd call him now. I just call him now. Here's the thing: who doesn't need JJ Watt?
That phone call wouldn't end.
JJ. Yeah,
I'd still be on the phone going, JJ.
I didn't redial until he answered. Until he answers, I'm going to keep calling.
JJ's never talking to Brad again.
Exactly. That seems to be a common thing. I'm used to that, though, Mike.
Yeah, trust me, we both get that treatment. Now, here's one.
Usually it's Larry. That's the bad.
Larry just won't talk to us. Sometimes he goes quiet during the show, and people are like, what's going on? He just has to take a break. Now, you're a huge Raider fan. And, of course, when you think of Raiders, you think of Las Vegas. And now when you think of Las Vegas, next year, WrestleMania is coming to Vegas. Will that be a trip for you to go watch WrestleMania on top of your normal trying to get out and watch the Raiders?
Is there something else there that I could go see that wouldn't just completely annoy me?
I'm sure it is Las Vegas. I'm sure there's something there.
I could probably
the Blue Man Group, Brad.
Yeah, so I could go as long as I don't have to go to the WrestleMania event. I'd be in. So
you know what they did that's smart though? They finally got off of Final Four weekend because it's next April 19th and 20th. And
WrestleMania is so big it takes 2 nights.
You know what? I tell you, I debate that in my head because it is 2 long nights. But then they got to the point where WrestleMania was turning into 6 or 7 hours on one night, and you're like, okay, guys, I don't know how somebody stays in a stadium for 6 or 7 hours.
It's insane. I don't know. It's like a Illinois Penn State football game. It just takes 9 overtime games. Just, hey, how do you stay there? Maybe that's why Illinois won on the road, because the Penn State fans were gone. They were like, We gotta pee. I gotta go.
I'd say if you're lucky. Yeah, you look at this and it's going to be called the Showcase of the Immortals. So you might get an invite, Brad.
It is possible. I better start getting in the weight room and get the 30-year-old physique back because
I think if I'm going to be in WrestleMania, I'm going to be the Van Gundy who's got his leg wrapped or who's wrapped around the leg of a wrestler as the wrestler's walking around using me as a mop. The Jeff Van Gundy is what I'm going to be the master of.
And with that visual, we leave you. We leave this segment. We'll be back right after this.